Hello, everybody. This is Dear Guy, and I'm here to talk to you about the state of Destiny 2. Bungie released a pretty lengthy blog update today, and this is actually my second take at recording it. It took me a half hour to get through what I wanted to talk about before. I'll try to do it faster for you this time. But it's a lot of effort, so I hope that maybe some of you will go ahead and subscribe or follow me here on YouTube or on Twitch or on Twitter. I'm Dear Guy pretty much everywhere. All right, speed. Let's get to this. The state of Destiny 2. Drop this to the bottom here. And I did start before by simply reading this, but you guys can read. Basically, Bungie is saying that they hear that we are being critical of their game, and that not only are we talking about changes that need to happen to the game, but that they need to be more open. They acknowledge that we are really passionate, and they go on telling us that we are looking at basically 3 sets of changes. There's going to be changes when the Curse of Osiris drops on December 5th. 1 week later, on December 12th, we're going to have a second set of changes and a second update. And finally, there's a bunch of stuff that they're just saying is next year. All right, so the overview of this stuff. There's going to be a new weapon tier called Masterwork. So basically, these are going to be legendaries that have an extra feature that makes them, a little bit nicer, and they're going to have some randomness to it, and rerollable elements, plus mod elements. We'll come back to that. Improved vendor rewards, adding ways for people to purchase items directly with their legendary shards. Big deal. Seriously, I'm not being facetious. Adding armor ornaments. Great. There's some stuff they're talking about in January they don't have a lot of detail about right here. Better incentive to complete the prestige activities. Better rewards for and replay value for strikes. I'm going to come back to that because it's in the December up part of the update. And then going further, they're looking sometime in the early part of next year, I hope, to talk about increasing rewards for adventures in lost sectors. Private matches, early 2018, they're saying right here, early 2018, that's the highlight. They're also talking about ranked. This is something that they have said they never would do before, but today they're telling us that they are putting it at the top of their priority list. Supremacy, crucible tuning for supremacy and spawning rules. Supremacy is cancer. We need the ability to choose the playlist we want. And Supremacy is one of those modes that should not just be in general rotation. Clash, Control, yes. There should be some of the competitive modes pulled into the quick playlist. Survival would be an example. Elimination, I'd like to see that come back. Anyhow, moving on. There's a quitter penalty that they're talking about adding to Crucible matches. Better quality and more unique rewards for Iron Banner and faction rallies. Changes to the mod economy. I'm going to go over those in a bit. Ongoing improvements to exotics, including adjustments to reduce instances of duplication. They're going to improve the sucky exotics. Graviton Lance, I'm looking at you. Coolest exotic that I never want to use. And they're going to be adding duplication protection so that you get less duplicate exotics starting in 2018. There's going to be new stuff at Xur, new ways to spend tokens and legendary shards, and a new emote interface, which they are showing. They wanted to get this done for Curse of Osiris, but I think it's been pushed off to next year. And they're not saying specifically when. All right. So here's the first thing, Masterwork weapons. What we're looking at here is obviously the detail page for an Orion's Gift. This particular weapon has a blue mod on it, and we see that it has 10 reload speed. Now, what I think this is, my understanding is that this 10 reload speed is a mod that you can add on and will actually affect the reload speed stat over here. You're still going to have just the +5 legendary attack mods. Plus, you have the shader mod here. This is Infusion, attack mod, shader mod, masterwork mod. Also, right here, you can see the counter. Enemies defeated 77. I don't know what that hammer means, but we see here enemies defeated 77 in this look. They did tell us that we're going to be able to switch this. I don't know if it's one time or whenever we want, between showing us the number of enemies killed in the Crucible with this weapon and the number of enemies killed in PvE with this weapon. So, most of these changes are not coming with Curse of Osiris. They are coming with the first update to Curse of Osiris on December 12th. Still, this is really good stuff. My Uriel's gift is probably going to be different from your Uriel's gift. Although those Masterwork Uriel's gifts are going to be probably continue to be dominant. Now, they go on here to talk about, a couple other details. Masterworks will drop wherever you get legendary weapons for any character above 250 power. Unwanted Masterworks can be dismantled into materials that can upgrade an existing legendary into a Masterwork. They're going to make more types of Masterworks. And there's going to be other things. For example, you're going to be able to generate orbs for you and your allies on multi-kills. You're going to be able to add weapon stat bonuses that are selected randomly from a small pool and are re-rollable. Okay, moving on, armor ornaments. You see we're hovering here over the helmet ornament, and you're going to be able to go into the Iron Banner, win 25 matches, and that will unlock the Iron Pledge helmet ornament. And that's going to work for your account. So you're going to get if you see here the True Age casque, the helm, and the iron hood. These are the ones for Hunter, Titan, and Warlock, respectively, I think. And it's account-wide. So once you get that for your Iron Banner helmet on your Hunter or your Titan, or whatever your favorite character is, you're going to have it on the other characters. We haven't seen a reveal of what the others are, but you can see a little bit what the ornaments might look like. They're telling us that we're going to have this for Vanguard armor, Crucible armor, Trials armor, Iron Banner armor, Dead Orbit, all the faction armor, Dead Orbit, Future War Cult, New Monarchy, and also the new Raid Layer armor. Okay, let's move on. The Binary Phoenix Cloak, we're seeing here that this is going to be a December 12th change, but you're going to be able to buy specific items. So you're going to have to reach a certain rank with that faction, in this case the Crucible faction. So claim 2 reward engrams to unlock, and then you'll be able to spend a small number of legendary shards and Crucible tokens in order to get that item. So you won't be stuck getting something random. You'll be able to say, okay, I want to buy a sword or a helmet or whatever it is I need from this vendor. We have down here, you see the ornaments. We just talked about that. The Iron Banner was the example, but here are some of the ornaments that are going to be available for the Hunter for Crucible. This is intriguing to me. I think this is going to represent a way to trade legendary shards for Crucible tokens. We'll learn more about that, I'm sure, in the future. They do promise that all 5 armor slots will always be present, and weapons will rotate weekly for factions. Here, this is a super important one. You will get credit for engrams you may have already claimed since launch. In other words, if you've already turned in enough engrams to Shax to, you've picked up 8 engrams from him, you're going to have the ability to purchase a cloak unlocked. All right, moving on, Xur. Xur has two really big changes. Before we get to those, I want to point out we got some new exotic boots here. I don't know what class those are for, so let's see here. They are hunter boots. That was so hard to figure out. But the first big change, the one I'm most excited about, is the isochronal engram. This is a special engram for those seeking to complete their collections. It is available only once per week. And this engram, when you select it, it's pretty expensive. You see the price down here is 97 legendary shards. But this will contain an exotic you don't have. I don't know if that's account-wide or on your character. We'll learn more about that. But that's pretty exciting, and it's going to help remove a lot of the frustration, especially if you're just chasing the one last thing. Also, we have here 3 of coins. So this is going to be available for legendary shards. They haven't revealed the price, but what this is going to do is give you an increased chance for an exotic, sort of like it did in Destiny 1, but it's got some simplifications. They go on to describe it. This is part of the December 12th update. Both of these, the Faded Engram plus the 3 of Coins. And here's the highlights here. A simpler 3 of Coins that boosts exotic drop rates from any source for 4 hours. There are no obscure stacking mechanics. There's no need to reapply it before every boss. The cost of these cost legendary shards, and you can have as many as you like. So, especially come in the new year when we have this exotic duplication thing going on, running with these is going to be really handy. All right, moving on, let's take a look at the gunsmith. Couple big changes here. Number 1, we're going to have these mods. 3 mods. Everything else is the same, but right here we have 3 mods that we can purchase for 5 mod components and 10 legendary shards. And you're going to have stuff in here like this is going to rotate daily, and you're going to have 3 new mods every day. So there's going to be a time we're going to want to have those mod components stacked, and we're going to see kinetic mods appear, and if we have enough, we'll be able to go and buy 10 or 20 kinetic attack mods. So that's going to really help people be able to play with the guns they want to play with when they reach high levels. Also, rare quality mods will dismantle into gunsmith materials and have a chance to produce legendary quality mod components. That's part of the December 5th update. Okay. And for players chasing a world legendary or looking for masterworks, Rahul will sell some of his rumored hoard of legendary engrams for legendary shards. This is a new phrase to me, world legendary. I would think it means that these are the legendaries that are specific to a world. So, for example, if you like the Titan helmet from Nessus, from Failsafe, you can buy a legendary engram and have an increased chance of getting it. Because, you know, Rahul engrams from the Cryptarch can drop anything. Well, any of the world items. But also remember, as we showed up here with Shaxx, that you're going to be able to buy specific items from the world vendor. So you'll be able to, if you want to Titan the helmet from Nessus, you'll be able to go to Nessus and buy that Titan helmet. Okay. Starting on December 12th, Commander Zavala and Lord Shaxx will sell gift consumables for legendary shards, and they can be used during a strike or crucible match, and they will serve the following 2 purposes. They will grant bonus rewards to everyone in that activity upon completion, friend or foe alike. So if you're playing a crucible match and you've got one of those Shaxx consumables going on, the gift consumables, everyone in the match, your fire team and your opponents, is going to get a bonus. And they can award anything from faction tokens to a round of exotics for everyone in the match. Okay. Also on December 12th, Exploit safeguards for chests and resource nodes are greatly relaxed. So what this is, if you run around and you're fast at picking up all the chests and resources in an area, and then you go into another area and start picking them up, right now the game reduces what you get out of that. This is going to have a longer time span before that occurs, and the amount of reduction is going to be reduced. So instead of 100% reduction, in other words, you get nothing, they're going to start giving you only 70%. So that's a step. They are saying they want to associate a visual indicator with this in a future update. In other words, they want to tell you that you're in the exploit safeguard mode somehow with some kind of icon on the screen. Pretty straightforward. Also on December 12th, vendors will now beckon you to hand in your reputation tokens only when you're carrying enough tokens to get a reward engram. In other words, if I've got 8 tokens, the gunsmith is not going to be bothering me to run over there and turn in my tokens. It's only going to bother me to turn in my tokens when I have enough tokens to get a new engram, a whole engram. Okay, they're also starting on December 5th, so this is a right-away change. This is confusing. I'm going to put the link to this thing in there. You'll want to read it over. But they're going to adjust. The long and short of it is they're going to increase reputation tokens for all activities from all sources. So they're going to give you more Vanguard reputation tokens for strikes. They're going to give you destination tokens from caged treasure chests. So in other words, you get the same junk you get out of caged chests now, and some reputation tokens. They're going to have more reputation tokens for daily challenges. The downside to all this is hidden right here. How big of a downside is this? You're going to have to form your own opinion. I think it's a little bit too much. But basically they're saying that, yeah, we're going to give you more tokens, but we're also going to increase the reputation required for reward engram. In other words, you're going to turn, instead of turning in about 20 engram tokens to get an engram, you're probably going to have to turn in 26 to 30 tokens to get an engram. I think that's too much. I think they should go with 24 tokens and 25 tokens. So for the reward faction, so Devrim, 24 tokens should get you a level over there. The gunsmith should take 25 tokens. So in other words, I'm offering 20 and 25%, half of what they're suggesting. This change, Leviathan raid tokens will be redeemed at Benedict immediately upon obtaining a token instead of requiring a full clear before unlocking. Alright. They're promising more patch notes. And here they talk about the XP mechanics that they just adjusted. And they explain that they took out the scaling system that everyone was mad about last week, but they also increase the amount of XP you need per level to 160k. There's lots of ways, they say that's too slow, and there's lots of ways for them to adjust this. I think the thing to do is a blanket reduction, make it about 120 XP per level, and then there's a couple of things where they can tweak, they can tweak strikes up a little bit, tweak public events down a little bit. I think if they get around to 120, though, they're going to be very neat. Honestly, it's just math, and I would like to see a nice round number, 100k XP per level, but then they're going to have to nerf your XP from strikes and everything a little bit. But I just would like to see that number because it makes it easy to think, oh, I've earned 100k, I've got a level. It makes it neat. Kind of like the metric system. And they're saying that the consumable items like well rested and fire team medallions have not been affected by the scaling mechanism. So they should keep working and everything should be cool. The future. Going forward, they plan to continue this dialogue as openly and frequently as possible. It'll be an ongoing process, but one that they're committed to. In other words, thank you for playing. Thanks for putting up with our mess. We're trying to fix this. Please stick with us. That's the long and the short of that part. All right, so what do I think? I think this is a good start. We need to see how this plays out. But if you were mad about the way Destiny was, this is what we needed to see about making a better game experience for us. It's not the end point. This is not enough to keep me playing Destiny for 3 years. Not far from it. But these are the starts of the changes that we need to see in order to make this game what the community was hoping for. So once again, I would say that this is a good first step. I think that I trust Bungie. What I have never trusted is Activision. And I know a lot of these changes, especially the ones affecting bright engrams, were probably ordered from Activision. And, of course, we're not happy with them because Activision's in it for the money, not for the players. I think, it's still a business for Bungie. They're in it for the money, but they're closer to the players. They're players themselves. And I think that they have our interests. They don't have our interests at heart, but they're more at heart. They're more interested in making sure that we're having fun playing their game. They care that we like the game. And so I wouldn't be super eager for most of you to jump on to Destiny December 5th with Curse of Osiris. I think that you're going to want to, I'm going to jump on the 5th, but I think a lot of people are going to want to stretch that out a little bit, and I'm probably not going to start my second character until the 12th, just so that I'm spending my time with the more complete update. And that's going to do it for me, Guardians. This has been 22 minutes. I knocked off 10 minutes from the other video, so hooray. But still, if you stayed this long, you're the real hero here. And I really thank you for listening to me and listening to my ideas and thoughts. And I really hope this helped some of you. Like I said, this is the end for me. You see my stuff on screen. I'm Tier Gaia pretty much everywhere. Please consider, this has been a long video, been talking for an hour. And I really hope that maybe you'll consider following me or subscribing to me or whatever it is on that thing. I'm not asking anyone to spend money. Just follow, usually subscribing on YouTube. And that's it. Thank you very much for watching. I do this to help you guys, so I hope you Guardians are getting some help or some value out of this. And I will see you Starside Guardians.